Hello, beautiful people. Hope everybody's having a great week. I want to give you guys a big shout out, big thank you. You guys are awesome. I'm really grateful for the feedback, the messages, the comments, phone calls, text messages. You guys are great. So thank you for paying attention. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening in. Like I said, if you guys want to hear more about something or less about something, let me know. Reach out to me, and I'll try to go over something you find interesting. I was thinking a lot about time this week. I have a friend that him and I know the same guy. He's a cigar guy, and he passed away this week. And when I saw his obituary, he was born 11 days before I was. So, really young guy, and just got me thinking about time. Um, you never know when your time's coming. So it just got me thinking about it. My dad passed away at 40 when he was 49. I'm 42, so it's something I think about. Kind of weighs heavy on me at times, where I think about just genetics, things like that. But you just never know when your day's coming, when your time's coming. And, the reality is we all have 24 hours in the day. And it seems like, for whatever reason, some people get a lot more out of their 24 hours. And I don't know if it seems like, some people have it easier, or they have a better path, or they have they see things differently, or they see things better, more clearly, and they just get more done with their 24 hours. But a good example I can think of is I have a friend, her name is Catherine, and I have no idea how she gets all of the things done in 24 hours that she does. She's a single mom. She's raising two amazing, well-adjusted boys, and it's just incredible, like the things that she does, and she keeps up with a full-time job, and she's a high achiever, so she's not just working just any old job. She's doing really well for herself. She's taking care of her boys, and I just see the mountains that she moves every day, and I'm just so impressed, and it just makes me feel like I don't get anything done when I compare myself to somebody like that. And so if you see this, Catherine, you're awesome, you're amazing. No idea how you do it. You're incredible. But time is crazy. I think about other than the time I spent in bars and partying and things like that. When I was younger, my mom told me not to be out chasing wild women. So of course that's exactly what I did. Was I spent most of my time out chasing wild women. But other than spending time out partying and things like that, one of the things I realized looking back now, something I spent too much time on, and sometimes I still spend too much time on, is doing. I wouldn't say doing things for other people, but spending a lot of my time and energy trying to make other people happy. And it is not a good use of time trying to chase other people's happiness or satisfy them. I heard this thing one time where if you walk into a room of 100 people, best case scenario, 60% of the people, 60 out of 100, are going to like you. So right off the bat, 40% of people are just not going to like you for whatever reason. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. So trying to please people it's just an impossible goal, and it's a really, really big waste of time. And something I compare it to, is not really like a side-by-side comparison, but for instance, I have a dog named Renzo, and this dog's absolutely like in love with me. Like he knows that I'm his human, and he wants to be by me, he wants to be near me. He just wants me to pet him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like if it was up to him, like we would just lounge around the house, we would cuddle on a couch, and we would just hang out all day, every day. And he makes it known that if I don't give him enough attention when I'm home, he'll force me to pet him or whatever the case is. But using him as an example, if I use my 24 hours in a day, or if I use my life force, my energy to please Renzo, what does my life become? Who am I as a person? Who am I as an individual if I spend 24 hours a day keeping Renzo happy, keeping him pleased? And there is a part of me, of course, as a dog lover, and I love Renzo very much. He's a really sweet dog, and I've loved my other dogs that have passed on. But I also realize that there's a compromise that has to come with that relationship, that I can't be 24 hours a day worried about spending 24 hours of my day with Renzo, because then I'm no longer an individual. I'm no longer a person. I'm 100% committed to Renzo and Renzo's needs and Renzo's wants, and then I lose my identity as a human being. And if I blow that up into a, to a human angle where I'm thinking this in human relationships, this happens to me a lot more now than it used to. I used to be extremely selfish, didn't care, really about anybody else's feelings or emotions or their time or their energy. All I cared about was myself. So I, did whatever I wanted to do, went wherever I wanted to go. And I've turned that down a little bit. I'm slowing down. I'm getting a little older. I'm starting to care about other people and their experience more or as much as I care about my own. And I give a lot of my time away. I had a discussion with a friend of mine a few months ago about just us being not as close as we possibly could be because of the path and the direction that we're taking our lives. And I use the example of, in my mind, I set aside a certain amount of minutes, days, weeks, months, whatever the case is, for a certain scale to dedicate to other people. And it's something that I have to consciously do. Some people are completely selfless and they do things for other people all the time, and that's just who they are. And I'm not wired that way. I'm wired to be a selfish person, and I think a lot of people are. That's just how we are. We're built that way. So for me, I have to make a conscious decision to do for others. And the more I do for others, the more I want to do for others. It's a rewarding feeling to be able to help other people, especially when that person can't do for themselves, or if they're in a bad situation, or if they're hurting, especially if they're struggling with something in their life, because I've been down that road, so I have a lot of sympathy for it and empathy as well. So if I see that I can be a resource to somebody can reach out, if I can hold somebody up, if I can lift somebody up, if I can give them a word of encouragement, if I can commit some of my time to help somebody, to be in their life, to donate time to an event or anything like that, even if it's a financial donation, I understand that financial donation, it may not go very far, it may not do very much, but I also understand that amount of money, it took me a certain amount of time to come up with that. So there's a certain amount of days a month that I work that goes to, like I said, it may not be an actual physical me being present, volunteering situation, but the money that we donate as a group, as a company, we collectively work as a group, and those hours of work that we work for get turned into money that gets donated. So in a sense, our life force and our work and our energy is still being used for a good cause to help other people. And like I said, the more I do that, the more I want to help other people. But back to what I was saying about how I put this on a larger scale. Very often I still have to set some sort of boundaries. Like I have to set with Renzo, I have to set boundaries of, I can't be here 24 hours a day to pet you and tell you you're a good boy. You're gonna have to have some hours away from me. And I hope that I've given him enough love and hugs and snuggles that he realizes that he's a good boy even when I'm not around. And I noticed that in my personal relationships out in the real world, when it comes to not just a dog but people, I noticed that the reaction is very different when I don't give people the time or attention that they feel like I should give them. And I noticed by their reaction to me when I don't give them that, I'm very conscious of that. I pay very close attention to people's behavior when I don't give them what they want. And it's not that I don't want to give them what they want. It's that, again, I have to make a compromise. I have to set boundaries because there are only 24 hours in a day, and there is only so much one person can do. And I am an introvert. I like to spend time by myself. I need to unpack and unwind and decompress and all those things. So I got to have a certain amount of time every single day to myself, and sort of disconnect from the world. Every single day I'm out in the world, talking with people, meeting with people, in business and things like that. So I do need time to disconnect and unplug and unpack the day and prepare for tomorrow. So I do require some downtime to myself. And I notice how people react to me when I don't give them what they want. And this could be like in a relationship or a business relationship, or in a charitable donation situation, a volunteer situation. I do my best, and sometimes my best to me isn't enough, and that bothers me a lot. And it used to bother me a lot when I did my best and other people reacted negatively towards me. And now I've just gotten a little bit thicker skinned when it comes to being able to let other people down and let them know that I can't do something or I can't be somewhere, or even if it's a personal relationship. Like for instance, right now my time is crazy with work and my commitments outside of work. My personal relationships suffer because of that, and I try to prepare. I try to prepare people for that going in. It's like, hey, I'm busy. I have this schedule. I have this going on. This going on. So, but as things evolve and as things change over time, and it's as even saying it up front, it doesn't seem to carry any weight or any sort of meaning. So if I don't give certain people a certain amount of my time, whatever they feel is necessary, and that's sort of the hang up is, like Renzo feels like I should be here 24 hours a day. There's people everywhere in your life that are going to say that you should be spending this much time with them, whether it's calling, talking, texting, volunteering, donating, whatever the case is. They're going to have this sort of expectation of you and your time, and if you don't give them that, how they react is going to tell you a lot. Not necessarily about what you should do differently, but is going to tell you a lot about that person. I get a lot of people that come into my life, and they, for whatever reason, they think that for instance, being a small business owner, they think that it's easy and it's simple, and these, you just kind of come and go as you please. Like for instance, the furniture store, people think I can just come and go as I please. I can just open and close whenever I want. Oh, hey, you should just take the day off and close the store. Like, they just don't understand. Like, it doesn't work that way. I can't just decide, oh, I'm taking today off and I'm going to close the store. Or, hey, you know what, I'm bored, or there's not a lot of customers in here, I'm just going to close. It just doesn't work that way. And I've learned that the people that care more about you fulfilling their need for your role in their life, if they are more concerned with you fulfilling a need for them than them trying to help you get what you want out of the situation, that tells you a lot about them. So, and I'm using the furniture store as an example, but I have people all the time that, hey, close the store, leave early, go in late, whatever the case is. I would much rather have somebody say, hey, do you need some help? Hey, do you need me to cover you so you can go do this thing? Like, that to me is a completely different mindset of somebody that cares about me and the things that I care about, and the things like, the furniture store, the shop, these things matter to me. These things are important to me. These are like my kids. Like, I wouldn't just, if I had the business is 3 years old. If I had a 3-year-old kid, I wouldn't just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to go, lock this 3-year-old kid in a closet. I'm going to go out and do what I want. That's just not how it works. So, but imagine having a friend in your life that says, hey, do you mind if I, come pick up your 3-year-old and cut you loose for a couple hours so you can go do whatever you got to do. Those are just two completely different types of people and two completely different outcomes. And I'm learning to pick up on whether people are needing me or wanting me in their life for their own needs and wants, or if they actually care about what I'm trying to do and what I want to do with my life and the goals and things that I have, the things that I want to achieve. So I'm not saying anybody has to, come into my life and quit living their life to come be a part of mine or come do things for me or come help me. But it is a completely different scenario where that person expects me to do that. They expect me to completely just, I'm literally juggling every single day with, business, bills, personal life, commitments in the community, the IRS, taxes, everything that goes along with running business, multiple businesses. And people come into your life and expect you just to drop everything. They think that you're just sitting at home with your feet up, and they're just, you're just waiting for them to show up so you can just be at their beck and call all the time. So I'm learning to sort of set some boundaries, and I'm learning by people's reactions whether or not they're going to be okay with the things that I'm already doing with my life. And there's only 24 hours in a day, and if someone comes into your life and expects 4, 5, 6 hours of your day to be surrounded by, or 4, 5, 6 hours of your day is your attentions to be focused on them, you gotta decide if that's what you want too. So I'm probably not explaining this very well, and this is probably, I'm probably rambling and mumbling, but um, ultimately what I'm trying to say is there's 24 hours in the day. We all have to use our time wisely, and you just need to pick the people in your life wisely. And when you're not able to live up to other people's expectations, just pay very close attention to their reaction to you. If people will drop you, or treat you poorly or treat you badly because you're not giving them what they want, um, that's probably okay. You probably need to distance yourself from this person, because they should care about you and what you want as much as you care about them and what they want. And it's got to be some sort of middle ground, some sort of compromise. So yeah, like I said, I'm probably just rambling at this point, but I just think a lot about time and how time runs short, and the amount of hours there are in a day, and how to use them wisely, and how people come into your life, and the role they play, and how big of a role you play in their life. So just be careful. Choose your friends wisely. Take a close look at the relationships in your life, and how much time people demand from you for their needs. And I'm not saying that you need to be a selfish friend, or you need to be a selfish family member where everything needs to revolve around you all the time. I'm just saying that you're going to have to set boundaries, because, I think there's some expression that says givers have to set boundaries because takers will not set any boundaries. Takers will continue to take, and givers have to set boundaries, or you'll lose all of it. And to me, time is like the key. I'm way more concerned about time than I am other things, as far as money, resources, anything like that. I'm way more concerned about my time than I am finances. So just be careful who you let in your life and how you spend your time, because as much as I love Renzo, I can't sit on a couch 24 hours a day and pet him and coddle him and tell him it's going to be okay. Let's see what else. I was thinking about something else today. What was it? I talk a little bit about people I know and friends that I have, and people are going through different stages of their life. I'm in my 40s. I have friends that are having their 5th baby. I have friends that are getting divorced. I have friends that are getting married for the first time. I have friends that are getting married for the 3rd time. I have friends that are leaving this earth. So it's, I have friends in every phase, and I guess when you get to be my age, that's kind of how it works. You get people in all different stages of their life. You get young friends, old friends, middle-aged friends. You get people going through a lot of stuff, and I have friends going through the darkest time that they've ever been through in their entire life. And one thing that I thought about recently, and I think about it pretty regular, is there was probably not going to tell the story very good, but there was an instructor he was teaching a class, and he turned the lights off in the room, and the entire room was pitch black. And this room is full of people. It's pitch black. You can't see anything. And the instructor, he lit a match, and he held the match up, and the match, of course, a match is small, but the match is bright enough in that room to illuminate just enough for everybody to at least make out everybody else in the room, and everything. The room sort of took shape again, and everybody could see everything in the room, even if it was faint, even if it was dim. That match lit up that entire room. And it just made me think about how little light it takes to bring light to darkness. And if you have friends or family or somebody that's going through a bad time or a hard time, man, just be a little bit of light in their life. It only takes a second. It only takes a minute to check on your friends, man. There's people that I worry about. There's people that I think about, and man, I just can't imagine losing them or them not being around. And it scares me to think that they're going through something difficult, or going through a hard time, or they're having trouble finding themselves, or feeling like themselves. And man, it's an ugly world that we live in sometimes. And there's a lot of beauty here, and there's I thank God every day for the blessings in my life. But there's a lot of darkness out there too. There's a lot of evil out there. And sometimes you can get caught in a spiral, and it's like quicksand. It can suck you in. It can feel like it's hard to get out, but man, it just takes a little bit of help. It just takes a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes, to reach out to somebody, check on them, make sure that they're doing good. Even if you haven't seen that person in a long time, or if it's somebody that you probably should be worrying about that you're not, send them a text, send them a call, check on them, make sure they're all right. And it's odd to me that in this same video, I'm talking about people that just require too much of your time, and then there's people that don't ask for anything. they'll never ask for anything, and they'll just suffer alone quietly. And I think it's just two different levels and two different degrees, and two different ways of people handling stress and anxiety and worry and insecurity. And some people's cry for help is they're screaming at the top of their lungs, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And then some people will just suffer quietly. They'll never say a word. They'll just go about their day, and they'll just keep absorbing it, and they'll keep carrying it, and they'll keep packing it on, and they'll never reach out, they'll never call, they'll never text, and they'll just suffer in silence. And neither one of those states is very good. Whether you require attention all the time because of your insecurities or your difficulties or your challenges or your anxiousness, and you scream for help, or if you are extremely quiet and silent and you bear that burden alone. I've been there, I've done that. It's not fun, it's not easy, and I just hope you know that there's people out here that are rooting for you, and people care for you, and we want to see you make it. And we don't want to just see you make it, we want to see you live life to its fullest extent. I want you to live life where there's no regrets, with happiness and joy and satisfaction and a smile. And I want people that are suffering in silence to know that there's somebody out here that cares about them. And if there's anything that I can do for you, if I can be a match, if I can be a lighthouse, if I can be a voice, if I can be a shoulder, I'm here for you. Reach out to me, call me, text me. So I'm definitely not on this video complaining about people asking me for my time, because I'm here for you. And I do love you, and I care for you, and I want to see you make it, and I want to see you thrive, and I want to see you do it with a smile. Life's long, life's hard. There's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs. I just don't want you to think that those downs last forever. Even if it seems like it's pitch black darkness and there's no point and there's no value and there's no purpose. Like I think I've told you all before, that the worst feeling I've ever had my entire life is the feeling of hopelessness and meaningless, and I don't wish that on anybody. So if you're having that sort of emotion, you're having that sort of feeling, if it's dark where you are, let me know. I'll light a match for you. Call me, text me. I've recently started praying every single morning, every single night throughout the day. But I get on my knees every single morning and I pray, and I get on my knees every single night and pray, and I pray for people by name. So if I can pray for you by name, call me, text me, send me a message, whatever the case is, and I'll pray for you if you're going through something. I'm here for you. But just know that if it is dark where you are, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. It won't be dark forever, I promise. And you can get through this, and you're going to be stronger and better for it. And the real joy comes at the end, where you're able to help other people that have been where you've been. And you may not realize it now, but there's going to come a day, there's going to come a time where somebody that's where you are right now is going to need you, and you're going to be the only person that they ever come in contact with that can relate to what it's like, and it's going to be your responsibility to be there for them. So as hard as it is right now, as tough as it is, as long as, I know it's 24 hours in the day, and those 24 hours seem to go by so slow when you don't feel good. But I promise you that when that day comes where you're able to help somebody and reach out to somebody that only you can relate to, you'll understand why you went through this. And I know it's not easy right now, but it's going to be okay. And like I said, if I can do something for you, if you need some time from me, I'm all for it. I'll give you whatever time you need. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going on and on. Anyway, use your 24 hours in the day wisely. You only get 24 hours in the day. So I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but you got to remember, man, the super successful people, or the people that we view in society as super successful, they only have 24 hours in the day too. The Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk, the Oprah Winfrey's, all these people, man, they only have 24 hours in the day. So just think about how you're spending your 24 hours in the day, and try to use it wisely, because you don't know how many of these days you're going to have left. So that's all I got for tonight. I know I rambled, and it probably didn't make any sense, but I'm here for you guys. If you need something, let me know. Holler at me. I'm praying for you. I want you to make it. Smile, happy, joy, all those good things. So like I say, if you guys want to hear about something, let me know. If you want to hear less about something, let me know too. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks for the phone calls, the texts. I'm really grateful. You guys are awesome. You guys have a great week. I love you. Take care of each other. We'll see you soon. Bye.